"15 years, not much happens. A little dent. 25 years, you get more of a valley. 50 years goes by, and the fruits of your labors are seen. Stay at it. Things take time."
We have a secret compartment here that's typically off limits to passengers on the American 787 Dreamliner, with a staircase that leads up here to the crew rest. There's a bed here, another bed here, a third one, some oxygen in case of an emergency, and then 3 more beds.
I got a call to remove a colony of bees from a compost bin, and here's how I did it. The colony had been there for months and there were tens of thousands of bees. So I started to carefully move the comb structure from the bin into a temporary travel hive. I put the comb into frames using rubber bands to secure it for transit. Then I started to get the bees into the temporary hive by scooping them up with my hands. These bees were pretty gentle and did not try to sting me as I worked with care and intention, all while looking for the queen bee, who is the largest bee in the colony. After I removed a lot of the worker bees, I suddenly saw the queen crawling on the side of the bin, so I put her in a clip to keep her safe. There she is! I put the queen in the new hive and all the other bees started to follow her scent. So I closed up the hive, I loaded it into my truck to take them to their new home, and it was another successful day of saving the bees.
So here's another update on my hand project. It's been a couple weeks. So last week I was able to move my hand open and closed. Now I'm able to splay the fingers. That's all done off of a gimbal off of the wrist. Just lateral motion. And then forward and reverse motion is how I open and close it. In the next couple weeks, I'll be installing the electronics of it to engage and disengage these clutch bearings, and that'll allow me to individually lock and unlock fingers. So I'll be able to grasp things and then be able to move my wrist afterwards. And that's going to be done through 4 myoamplifiers mounted on the forearm, and then an Arduino and a display right here with the batteries on the forearm also. So, let me know what you think.
Silent props. The sound mixer does not like it when your props make too much noise. So, when you're trying to talk and they're wrestling and unpacking a grocery bag, that they don't like that. So, there's a company that makes vinyl grocery bags that cuts the sound down by like 90%. If you're filming a bar scene and people are trying to talk while there's pool playing in the background, it's too noisy. We had to come up with a solution. So we painted racket balls. Much better. And the sound man is not annoyed with my ball sack.
this one out. This drink, okay? They put a sportsman on the cover.
Start your day the champion way.
It's marketed as something that actually makes you healthy. Now look at the ingredients. It is 9.3 grams of sugar for every 20 grams. This is 40% sugar. It's literally this much sugar. But again, promoted as a health drink. I want to play for you this video.
Time to beat Energy Gap.
This ad that you're about to see has been called by Dr. Mark Hyman, one of America's top doctors, as one of the most insidious, untruthful, blatant corruptions of advertising, where Nestle tells Filipino moms and dads
4 out of 5 kids have it.
a bullshit invented disease, and that to cure energy gaps, you feed them this shit, which is primarily 40% sugar. Yes, cure your kids by giving them a sugar spike. Now the breakfast aisle, everything from Bovril to jams to preserves. How is this in the breakfast aisle? This is essentially chocolate. Nutella and Ferrero Rocher have been sued for portraying chocolate as breakfast. But worse than that, this isn't even real chocolate. This is primarily palm oil. Serving size 15 grams, 8.4 grams of sugar. This has more sugar than anything else per serving. I had an employee of Ferrero write to me to say thank you for exposing this, because while working for Ferrero, we literally had meetings where we had to brainstorm new ways to label sugar so the public wouldn't detect it. And that brings me to another point. Companies like this are often coming up with new ways to label sugar. This is actually a phenomenon. The British Heart Association has made a chart so you can be aware of all the different names for sugar that companies put on their packaging to confuse you. Now let's talk about fake health labeling. Companies know that you're getting more conscious of sugar. This is Sunkist 100% orange juice, so they say no sugar added. Observe the price, $10.66, right? Now this apparently is the lower grade option, okay, $5.83. The no sugar added is double the price. And if you actually look at total sugars per serving, it's 22.5 grams. You look at the one that's cheaper, it's actually 21.3 grams of sugar. Their no sugar added option actually has more sugar. The last time I did an expose like this, it became the hottest story in Malaysia, where I filmed that expose, where Nestle had recently been accused by the New York Times of funding nutritional studies in Malaysia. That huge sharing that happened caused Nestle to drop their health ratings in Australia and New Zealand to introduce zero sugar substitutes. So your sharing matters. And here's a tip. Watch what I do in this video. Take a trip to a grocery store in your country, in your community, and create a video like this in your language to share with your community. Let's take these companies on. They have billion-dollar advertising budgets, but we have each other.